Hello everyone and welcome to this week's market update. As always, I'm looking to the weekly time frame to focus on structure, momentum, and key levels as we close this week. Let's start with Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Let's go on Bitcoin now. Yeah. The weekly chart, price tested the EMA 21. Which is currently acting as a resistance, and we saw a small rejection around the 85k area. Remember, I always work in euro. Stochastic RSI is rising, and the SQZMOM red but clearly fading, which tells me bearish pressure is weakening. That said, this level remains important for us. For bullish continuation, the price needs to break and hold above the EMA 21, which is this one. Until then, remains a reaction area rather than confirmed breakout. Moving on to Ethereum. Looking at Ethereum, yes, the price is currently around the EMA 20 and EMA 50 is here, which is acting as a resistance around the 2,880. €1,000. Momentum is improving here as well. Stochastic RSI is rising, SQZMOM is fading. Strong bullish potential here building, but structure has not yet shifted. Ethereum still needs accepting above these moving averages for continuation. Moving on to Solana. Solana price is trading around 123 euros. Has managed to move back above the EMA 9, which is this one. So the next key resistance will be the EMA 20, which is this one. Sitting around 134 euros. So that will be our next key zone to watch. The next resistance. Stochastic RSI is rising. SQZMOM fading red, suggesting downside pressure is easing. Okay, downside pressure will be easing down, and momentum is starting to reset. Looking at the VO, the S&P 500, the broader weekly trend remains clearly on a positive. EMA 9 continues to act as support, and price is still respecting the overall uptrend structure. There are no major signs of weakness at this point, so this remains a trend continuation environment. Looking at these couple of stocks this week. META. META this week printed a strong red candle. Okay, confirming short-term weakness. Price bounced from the EMA 9, which is this one. Bounced down, which is now acting as resisting, and the Stochastic RSI is pointing back down, suggesting momentum remains under pressure. For now, this keeps META in a corrective phase rather than a continuation setup. Finally, let's take a look at Nvidia. This was a relatively quiet sideways week with no strong directional move. Okay, has been traveling sideways for quite some weeks now. SQZMOM remains red, while Stochastic RSI is moving towards the oversold area, suggesting downside momentum is slowing down. This doesn't mean an immediate move, but it does indicate that upside pressure could start building if momentum continues to reset. If you find this weekly breakdowns useful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next update. This is not financial advice. I'm simply sharing how I read the charts and manage risk based on structured momentum. See you next week.